Hi, my name is Al Green. Not that one, but the struggling guy who was in the music industry for years trying to sell talent and songs to agents. The agents befriended me and taught me techniques that I want to pass on to you through my program, which is called You Can Talk, You Can Sell. Anyone who has ever taken this program has excelled in selling and either risen to the top of their company, their team, or the top of their field. It's called You Can Talk, You Can Sell, and you can get it right here. Are you struggling through yet another coming month of negative sales, negative surroundings, and lack of performance? If you're working on a fiscal month and your month is just beginning, a lot of times there are going to be people who look at it with a positive outlook and people who look at it with a negative outlook, like, oh my God, here we go again. And that's where you don't want to be. You don't want to be in that place. The reason why is very simple. It's psychological. Negativity actually has an effect on you. That's why you have to trim your dialogue to make sure that you stay in a positive frame of mind. Because negative words lead to fears, obstacles, myths, and opinions because they limit your open-mindedness. And limited thinking results in skepticism. Now, skepticism can be good for some things. It's very good to use skepticism when something looks like it's too good to be true. But not for you, because if you get into the habit of using negativity as your reasons to go forward, in other words, somebody says, we're going to take this away from you until you perform, thinking that it's going to motivate you, that never ever works. Because a positive salesperson will say, I don't need this kind of aggravation. And you don't. Trust me, you don't. When you are in sales, the whole idea that's so much fun is when you stay positive and you have a positive outlook on everything and things happen for you. It's almost like a miracle, but the universe works that way. The concept is this: you stay positive, you put out a positive attitude. When you get to see your clients or your prospects, customers, you have a positive attitude. You seem like a completely fun-loving person and maybe entertaining a little bit, which is perfectly okay. But when you're talking to your prospect, remember, it's their show, not your show. By letting them talk, everything they say is leading you, is pointing you in the right direction as to what you need to do to close that sale. If you're selling, let's say, large vehicles, say for example, the big Winnebagos and the ones with the slides, or the glides, or whatever they're called, you know, the big motorhomes. You want to talk about where they want to go with it and the kind of terrain they're doing or the kind of mileage they're going to get for either gas or diesel or electrical. And you want to talk to them about what the features and benefits are going to do for them. Not just what the features and benefits are, but what it's going to do for them, because you've already talked to them and they're going to tell you a little bit about what they want. They're going to talk about what they want. People do that. You go to buy a new car. I want to buy this particular model. Technically speaking, if you're driving a car because you need to drive kids around, or you need to go from point A to point B, you could use any vehicle that will fit. But no, I don't want that one. I want the Lexus, or I want the Toyota, or whichever one it is. I want the Tesla, whichever one you like. It's up to you. But you're going to buy based on what you want. If you want to be green and you want to get an electric vehicle, you're going to go to a dealer or a seller and you're going to say, this is what I want. Okay? I know we've all done that, and I support that. And you're going to find that if you're in a sales job where you have a sales manager, you don't want them coming down on you negatively. You want to give them a positive response to everything they say to you. So when you have a sales manager that says, come on, you're going to have to step it up, then your answer could be very simply, well, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to step it up. I totally go for that. Yeah, it needs to be stepped up. In fact, when I hit my numbers and I exceed them, I want to step it up from there because I want to make more money. And like I said, they may cap your quota. They may say you can only sell so much and that's how much money you're going to make. However, I have found that in every company that's ever does that, unless it's a strict company, then basically you can push that across the board and say, look, if I bring you X amount of sales, can I do this? And you start negotiating. Some companies will say, okay, we're supposed to cap you, but that's only a guideline. A lot of them are not real strict about it, but what they want is they want you to make as many sales as you can. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and you have your whole fiscal month to work with, unless you work on a different basis of so many you have to do per week, and then you work at it. It's all going to be about work because you're not going to get out of it, and trust me, if you quit your job, you're going to be working harder doing nothing, trying to figure out how to make ends meet. And believe me, unemployment is not the way to go, because even in unemployment, they want you to go out looking for work, which is more work. So why not just enjoy what you have, figure out if it's a blessing, and decide that you're very lucky to have the talent to be in a position to make money by going out and talking to people. Now, when you are in front of those people, remember that positive thinking, because if you get negative, you can easily talk yourself out of a sale. We've all done it. Just accidentally said the wrong thing, and it comes across negative to the customer. That's why we need to be sensitive and take in what they are saying to make sure that we stay in a position of support and not offending their sensibilities. Because you are going to run into people that differ from you politically. They're going to have opinions, and they're going to try to suck you in. And there's nothing wrong with that if you can be supportive with them. And it's very easy for you to put yourself aside and say, you know, I see what you're talking about. Based on what you told me, that totally makes sense. And that could be completely diametrically opposed to the way you think. But don't let that be a stopgap in you getting the sale. Because when you sell, like we all have, to people in just about every kind of background, you're going to run into that. You're going to run into people that might despise you because of your ethnic background. Very, very easy to overcome that, because now it's about, well, let's talk about what we're going to do for you. What can we get for you, Mr. Customer? What is it that you want? Okay? But you work with it. And in the workshop, the six-figure selling system, that's one of the things we work through, is the exercises of finding out what is everybody up against. What kind of objections are you running into? Is it making the appointment? Is it knowing how to get the customer to talk? Is it customers that don't want to talk? Because there are customers that don't want to talk. They just want to listen, but you still have to engage them. I've had customers that do that. They go, no, I don't want to talk. I want to hear what you have to say. And I'll say, okay, let me ask you a question. And I was taught this by, remember, master salespeople. You still talk to them. You have a conversation. You get busy with the art of conversation so that you too can be a person who is developing rapport with all of your customers. There's nothing wrong with having 70 customers that you maintain contact with. Believe it or not, it can be done. Even after the sale is made. People have questions, whatever it is you're selling. If you're selling, for example, suits, I have a person I buy suits from, and I have extra things that I want done. And I check in with them from time to time. And even though it's a new relationship, I've already been there and talked to this person enough to where they know me and they know what I want. And I tell them, when you get this particular shirt in stock, call me because I want to buy it. And they know. Now, the person actually is learning more from me than I am from them because I'm teaching them more about how to sell. And because I'm in the position I'm in, I'm actually telling them how to sell me. But why am I doing that? By telling them what I want. Now, interestingly, this particular person, salesperson, listens to everything I say. Now, isn't that interesting when they listen and they validate everything you say? They agree with you, or they say, you know what, this would be great. Yeah, that's a great idea. However it works. Remember, it's not hard to be easygoing, but it is not easy to be hard-going either. So keep that positive mindset. That's your job, is to be positive. Remember, the negativity is sucking your energy and dragging you down, and it'll kill your sales too, because when people know a negative person, they see how they don't respond in ways that are positive. It's so obvious. Starting today, get yourself in a positive frame of mind. You can read a quote, you can find books, you can look for other people to talk to. Look for something great that you have in your life that you got excited about. Let's say buying that car or motorcycle or house. And take that enthusiasm with you as if you're going to walk in and brag to them like, hey, guess what? I just got a new house. I just got a new car. You're not going to do that, but that's the kind of enthusiasm, because they might even look at you and say, wow, what are you doing in such a good mood? Oh, well, I just got a new car. Oh, yeah, they might say. People will say things like, yeah, I really need a new car. Or what kind of car did you get? Oh, I got one of those. Those are great. And now you have a conversation and you're building common ground. But try it today. Go out there and be positive.